Alright, so I won't be long on this video. Here recently, this article surfaced a few hours ago where a 5-year-old was inside of a bar. They say a pub. I think that's another name for a bar in the UK. First of all, why is a 5-year-old inside of a bar? That's first of all. A bar? As far as I'm aware, and at least when I used to go to bars, 5-year-olds were not allowed inside of bars. You had to be 18 to get inside. But anyways, they went inside of this bar. Now, this was a German Shepherd. Okay, all dogs should be banned. Okay, and this was in Trent, Stoke-on-Trent, and Smallthorne. He had 13 lacerations, the 5-year-old victim, to his face and throat. Face and throat. Needed surgery, right? And the mother said that if it had been a bully breed, XL bully or something, that something would have been done that night because the dog is still at large. Nothing was done to the dog. She went to the bar around 7:15 p.m. day before Christmas. She said 20 seconds later, she heard her son screaming and found he'd been bitten as he petted the dog near the bar. So this is a low-class place to be. Sounds very different from what you find here in the United States. You went into a bar. First of all, you're allowed to bring a 5-year-old in there. Second of all, you get inside there, there's a flipping dog inside of there. Third, you, the mother, take your attention away from your child inside of a bar where there's a dog. Some parenting. Who does that? You shouldn't even go inside a bar if there's a dog, if there are dogs in there. What type of disgusting atmosphere is that? People can just bring dogs inside of bars and restaurants over there. Anyways, now, the lady, the mother of the child, her mother was the landlady a few years ago of this bar. So this is like they knew each other. It's not the first time this boy's seen this dog. Not the first time he's petted this dog. Talking about a 5-year-old, he was doing as he was told and taught, petting this dog. And I'm pointing that out because dog lovers will blame him for the attack. But they've already given the statement. They have video footage of the attack. And more than one person has testified that there was no warning signs and that he had done nothing to provoke the dog. So, it's the family's bar. She didn't even get a chance to get to the bar, according to her. Before she even got to it, she heard screaming. So she taught him to pet that dog. Okay? She said she hadn't noticed there was a dog or anything there. Stop. You knew that there were dogs, especially if you're the family, y'all that close to the people who own. You knew they had a dog and that it's in there sometimes and you didn't care. Maybe that day you didn't know the dog was in there, but if you were to take a guess, you may have guessed that it was in there somewhere, but you just hadn't seen it yet. Now, they described his injuries as his face being ripped off, but it wasn't. You can see she says that here. She said, I've seen all of his face had been ripped off. Now, they got the injuries here, but they're blurred out. The injuries are blurred out. But I want you to notice something. Look at where one of the lacerations is. One of the lacerations is right by his, isn't that where your jugular is? Right by that vital vein. Y'all know dogs instinctively go for that area, for that part of your body. They instinctively try to kill you. And they want to tell us that these are part of the family. No different from a 2-year-old and acceptable members of society. They do this kind of stuff on a regular basis. You know, slicing up toddlers, that's a part of dog culture. It's part of what dogs do. It's going to happen. It's expected to happen. And dog lovers are okay with it happening. Pretty crazy. But they give a description of what's shown on the video footage. Right here. She was given the footage of the attack, and she said he doesn't provoke the dog. Okay, that's for all you dog trainers. I know some of you are already thinking to yourself, oh, he must have done something. You just didn't see it. He provoked it somehow. They watched the video. They say he doesn't provoke the dog. It's a dog that's been in there before, apparently. Kayleen was in earlier on the same day. They said that the 5-year-old was stroking the dog then too. So the boy had stroked or petted this dog the day before. I told y'all he knew this dog. And this is another example why that doesn't matter. Stop treating them like a human being. This is not like humans where you can say, oh, I met you the other day. Yeah, I remember you from yesterday. And it's so dumb, nobody should have to tell you not to humanize these things. Now, according to the mother, this is her statement, this is her words. She said, it's an unprovoked attack. We don't know why. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, duh. They're all unprovoked. You'd have been paying attention, you'd know that. Now, they say from the footage, you can clearly see that the boy does nothing wrong. They put emphasis on it. You see that? They say you can clearly see that he does nothing wrong. They said he pets the dog and walks away. Then pets the dog again, and the dog attacks. Nothing unusual about that. The adults do the same thing. They pet these things repeatedly, rub on it, which is very weird, and then they'll get up, use the restroom, get a glass of water, come back, keep rubbing on it, do something else, rub on it again. They're always going back and forth, rubbing on these dumb, stinking, dumb mutants. So this was a learned behavior. there was no warning signs whatsoever that the dog did not want to be petted. Oh, really? Well, that just blows everything these behaviorists say out the water. We've been telling you this for years. No warning signs that it doesn't. Listen, they never want to be petted. They don't care for that. Dogs don't like that. They don't enjoy it. So stop doing it. Why is that so hard for people to do? Even if you're a nutter, this should be easy to do. Lord, it's like you're dealing with a population of zombies. They said, they described the dog as a doll. Excuse me, not the dog, the boy as a doll as he was being attacked. It's a weird way they phrased this. They said there was no warning signs whatsoever that the dog didn't want to be petted. They said it's like he's a little doll. It doesn't look real. Okay, that happens sometimes with a lot of these articles. They word it in a weird way where you don't even really understand. I'm thinking that they mean he looked like a doll as he was being attacked, because that's how kids look when they're being attacked. And most people don't expect the attack to look like that. When dogs attack 5-year-olds and kids and stuff like that, toddlers, they look as light as a feather as they're being attacked, because the dogs are just that much stronger than them. A little 50, 60 pounds ain't nothing to these dogs. They say that the 5-year-old was lucky that the dog let go. Okay. Skip past this. They say the owner just left. Just walked straight out, as always. This is what they always do. Okay. But dog owners are always praised and worshiped, but yet they all do stuff like this. The police didn't seize the dog. They said that the dog, and I don't know why they said this. They said you can clearly see the dog had every intention of killing. I thought you just said the boy was lucky the dog let go. But maybe the dog let go after y'all, hit it a few times. Maybe it did want to kill him. I wasn't there. But she says the boy has been left traumatized of all animals since the attack. Again, this took place December 24th. She said he's traumatized, suffering with nightmares. It's according to her. First couple days, he was in and out of sleep. Couldn't stay asleep. Now he's petrified. On the school run, dogs come past and he'll climb up onto the wall. Or he's like, "Mommy, pick me up." Right? I believe you. I believe he's traumatized. See, I literally can't leave him on his own in the room now. Okay, because remember, when he was attacked, she was not around. She had left him, took her eyes off him or something. And he was over somewhere petting on this dog as he was taught to do. She said he's always been independent. They went to a farm. He loves animals. He's been there lots of times. Of course, I know he loves animals. If he knows to pet these dumb dogs, you can tell he's been thoroughly conditioned and trained to do that. Now, let me ask you something. What do you think is going on in the kid's brain? Don't you think he's reflecting on the fact that he was attacked by a creature that all the adults taught him was harmless and he could pet? Don't you think there's some confusion there? Like, what happened? They told me all I have to do is pet it, be nice to it, show it love, not pull its ears or tail, and I'll be okay. What happened? I didn't do nothing to this dog. Why did it attack me? There's confusion now. And then the nutters turn around and tell them not to avoid dogs going forward. Well, you know you can't be afraid of dogs now, so tomorrow we're going to go around some more doggies, okay? Psychos. These are psychos. Very dangerous people. Like, wow. He's interacted with goats. She said once after the attack, a goat came over and he said, I don't want to be here. He don't even want to be around goats. Scared of all animals in general. So he's uneducated. This mother has not taught him nothing. It's the dogs that's the problem. They're not animals. They're mutants. She said that when he's sleeping, he's kicking and having nightmares. And when he wakes up in the morning, he doesn't acknowledge that he had a nightmare. She said it's more subconscious than anything. She said he's okay until any animal approaches him. It'll be a cat, goat, or dog. And in reality, he needs to just be cautious. And stay away from everything. All animals. And that's what she should have taught him from the very beginning. But most definitely stay away from dogs. You out of your mind? This should be standard procedure as far as parenting. All parents are supposed to teach their kids stay away from deadly creatures with a mind of their own. Came home December 27th. She said his Christmas presents were waiting on him. Remember, he was attacked on Christmas Eve. She said it took a while because he'd open a couple gifts and then get depressed and want to go to sleep. So yeah, he sounds traumatized. She doesn't want him to associate Christmas with the attack. So it sounds like she don't even know what to say to him. Just terrible parenting right here. She has no information, cannot teach him no facts. She can't teach like a parent's supposed to right now. And this is horrible. People like this should not have kids. Just sitting there dumb, not knowing what to say to them. This is supposed to be a teaching moment for you, a learning moment for him, and you just sitting there dumb, scratching your head. This is terrible. Now look at this. She started a petition. She started a petition to raise awareness about dangerous dogs. What? Really? And you're not the one to be doing stuff like this, seeing that what you did, you the one that got him attacked. Teaching him to go up and pet these things. Stop doing that. Now look at this petition she got. There's a petition. How you go raise awareness? What you supposed to do? What is this supposed to do? Look at this. Let's work together. She said, I will take it to papers, get petitions, news, council, anything I can possibly think of until something gets done. All she's talking about is having that one dog euthanized. That's the only thing, because she's upset that it's still free. Okay, here it is right here. I'm concerned that the dog is still roaming around out there with a high possibility that this dog will attack again, but all the other dogs are okay, right? So she is not an anti-dog person as she should be. Oh, I trust all dogs, just not that dog that attacked my kid. And then another one attack your kid. And if your kid lived, oh, it's just that dog, that individual dog. So she's also choosing dogs over her son. Even after he's been attacked. She's choosing dogs over her son. She's saying, no, dogs are acceptable in society as members of the family, as fellow citizens. They should have all the freedoms and even more freedoms than people have. She still co-signs with that because she still supports dogs in society. Hasn't spoken against them not once. Just that particular dog. That's nuttery. That's nuttery. A lot of people come to this channel, they wonder what nuttery is. Some of them found nutter, a dog nutter in the Urban Dictionary. That's an example of nuttery, where you're just brainless. You're doing and saying things don't make no sense at all. You just dumb. You're a nutter. You're nutty. Nutty. Insane. Crazy. She's comforting the 5-year-old. And look at what she wrote. I'm comforting him with no answers to give him as to why. Okay, unfit parenting, unacceptable parenting. How you got no answers and you got a computer, you got access to the internet, you got access to a whole lot of information. Why aren't you educating yourself? These are people who should not be parents. The only thing we should hear from you, the mother, is how you went home and did some research on how often dog attacks happen and how often kids are attacked. And, oh, I see things different now. That's what we should hear from you. But you sitting up there, oh, don't know what to say. Let's raise awareness. Get out of here. Trash parenting. That's trash parenting. Just trashy. Something needs to be done. I will take it to the papers. And look at this. Let's work together so no other child has to experience what my son did on that Christmas Eve. What you gonna do? Work together how? You're gonna get a bunch of people to sign this petition, and then you're gonna do what? Go to your mayor and say, look, all of these people want more awareness of dog? What are you even asking for? Okay, so very strange. But this is nuttery. She's still a dog lover. Expect her to teach her son to continue to love dogs like all the rest of them. And boy, oh boy. But like I said, you see where it went for that main artery in the neck. Look at how dangerous and deadly these things are. And they celebrate, oh, it's just like a child. These are straight up horror movie, straight up killers. Now look at this. This was another toddler maul. Look at where the laceration is. In that same area where that jugular vein is. These things are killers by nature. And when they attack kids, they try to kill them. Remember that report that said kids are usually attacked in their face and neck area. Don't be stupid. Do not acquire any dogs, and don't let your kids over anybody's home who has dogs, you got to do a lot of things. A lot of things you don't do. Don't let them outside to go nowhere. Don't take your eyes off them. These nutters have created a very dangerous society. When you heard of this, a delivery driver was attacked by an XL bully while he was handing food to a customer. Remember, I've been saying, stay away from these people. You find out that there's a dog inside of a home, don't go up to that home. But I know y'all gonna do it anyway. Not the anti-dog people, but the dog lovers. And some of the people in the middle of the road. Oh, I'm not going to practice xenophobia. I'm not going to avoid the dog. And you'll be the one standing there with a dog hanging off your lip like Brooklyn Curry. You're exactly the type of person who get attacked. I cannot have no delivery job. I'm not going house to house. That's the one thing I'll never do. Shout out to India. Over there in India, and I'm sure this happens more often than what's reported. A man was bitten in his private areas over there in India. He was bitten by a dog, a stray dog, in his private areas. And him and a few other people tracked the dog down and killed it, which is rare. That's rare. They took the law into their own hands by doing that. They even pointed that out in this article. They said around 30 people had been bitten by that dog. 30 people. But after this attack, the angry villagers took the law into their own hands and killed it. I told y'all this was going to happen. And like I said, I'm sure it happens more often than what's reported. Dog attacks getting worse. They're becoming more plentiful. I expect stuff like this to happen more and more often. The dog population itself is growing fast. It's growing very fast. Remember that article I shared yesterday where they said that after they tried to save dogs in India around 2001, that it like doubled or tripled the dog population in India. So whatever they did, their population is still growing. So hopefully, sooner than later, they are culled. Culled, and it needs to be a 100% culling. And y'all have to avoid all places where there's dogs. They haven't shown the video. This is a photo. You can see the dog right here. And the boy is right here. It's so sick, man. How these big dumb people act like dogs and kids are best friends. Where did that trash behavior come from? That's so primitive and dumb. Especially when you got all the information at your fingertips that you need to find out that's not true. They look at kids as prey, something to kill, something to attack, just like they look at livestock. There ain't no helping these people. Shout out to everybody able to join me for this brief live stream. And I hope to see you on the next as we continue with this crusade.